What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And in this particular video, I will be actually reviewing, recapping. Let's go try out, see how this goes. Actually, She's Gotta Have It, the 2017 version TV series, season 1, episode 1. And shout out to my YouTube family. Let's get into this. This actually, honestly, besides Greenleaf doing a couple episodes of them, it's been a long time since I actually had reviewed really a scripted series. Yeah, it's been a long minute, so let's get into it. If you had the chance, like I said, this is on Netflix. I actually am waiting for season 2 and hope they get greenlighted for season 3 and so forth, because you get more about the character, but there's still many questions about why Nola Darling, which is the main character, and the woman that's considered a freak and all this other stuff that's considered, or maybe to this day she'll be also called a thought or whatever else. Why does she have to have it? Okay, so before I came back on here, I watched episode 1, actually just a couple minutes ago before coming over here. Hopefully my voice is in sync with this video, because until I'm able to get a camera up, sometimes the webcam does stick, and it's sometimes out of sync of the auto with the movement, when you're talking. So, sorry about that in advance if y'all looking at me wondering, like, why does it look like it's an English dub karate film? Okay, so, anyways. Now, I looked again on 1986 version, and the reason why I did so was to understand the differences, the similarities, and the difference between the characters that are in the movie and what influence they have on the revised version of the movie, so 20 plus years later. Okay, so they still have the same 3 men, but we'll find out later in the series, and if I continue on, hopefully they can review the rest of the series. And also, DEMETRIA, like I said, her last name, she's reviewing. I need to probably put that down in the description box below. And JUSTLATASHA are the ones reviewing. Like I said, Kimberly Fraizer, who does like topics, also I may put her down because she did like an overall of the series, but kind of just like outline a series in one video. And so I don't know too many other people who are actually reviewers. I know, shout out to my user cousin I and Jamelia is considering about doing so. Let's go ahead, and I think Bonnie Blue had talked a little bit about miniseries and her Bonnie Blue show as well. So let's get in. Anybody else who is going to review the show, or you know someone, please put down below the description box so y'all feel like commenting about who else might be reviewing the show. So let's get into it. As far as the differences, when I looked at actually the movie, I honestly didn't like any of the 3 men in the movie when I looked at it again. The only thing, honestly, that's how much long ago I seen this movie was, Jamie was not married. He is married in the series. Mars and, Greer is still just conceited as hell, but in a way, he's actually a little bit more comical, actually in the series as opposed to being in the movie, which was complete jackass, and I think I'm better than. I mean, he still thinks he's better than, but to me, I'll get into it a little later on. Hopefully this rant is not too long. It's not longer than the damn show itself. But if it is, it is. But also in the film, Jamie is like still has like you find one soulmate, and but sometimes you just pass by whatever, find the right person. He still thinks it's Nola, but the difference is Nola, of course, I think still I don't see a main sideman, whatever, main dude, like it is. It seems like, I don't know, it's actually a tie so far between Jamie and Mars, personally, to me, in the series. In the film, it was kind of like Nola, kind of had Jamie. She even had nerves to say the L word to whom I love, not loser with a capital L, nothing like that. And Jamie kind of let you know at first, like, he was intrigued and wanted to be with Nola. But kind of in this film, he kind of let you know in the first place, like, he's nice. I mean, everybody has, their boundaries, and some people, they can go further before it's, the bridge breaks and all this other, the wall gets knocked out, or, have their limits. Some people don't have so-called limitations. But he already, Opal, which we'll see later on a couple episodes later. Opal's also there, but Opal is the friend, I guess, that is trying to pursue, she is a lesbian, but she's trying to pursue Nola in the film. And Nola's like, no, dear. But Jamie's like, I asked her, I thought they were fooling around, blah, blah. There was a few times you see Opal was basically like, bitch, get out this third apartment. Also, Nola, doesn't seem to be a struggling artist, at least in the film, because in the birthday scene, she was like, Jamie got dancers, and that famous "Here She Go on Her Merry Day." That's the main part I honestly remember out the film, is actually that song in that dancing scene. Okay, it's that trick. It does not leave my head even after almost not. I didn't see the film really into. I didn't see it to the late '90s, and I still remember that song. And Spike Lee, like, I've seen Bamboozle. She's Gotta Have It. Of course, oh, oh my gosh, what is that Spike Lee movie where they talk about fight the power? I remember that. There's some, it'll click in my head later on, of course. But I haven't seen She Hate Me. Like I said, I haven't seen a lot of Spike Lee movies, but I've seen enough. I haven't seen, what was it, Red Hood Summer or something like that, Red Hook Summer. I've seen that as well, y'all. Whew. Okay, but I've seen Spike Lee films. Do the Right Thing. Yes, how can I not forget that? More Better Blues. Of course, I had to see that one. Okay. Wasn't Spike Lee also part of directing or having something to do with Malcolm X as well? X, rather, with Denzel Washington? Yes. Okay. Which is, shouldn't be surprising if he wasn't involved. Again, Girl 6. I haven't seen Girl 6. Okay. One of the main things to me that stand out Spike Lee movies and series is because the fact that the music, a lot of his music is actually like jazz music. A lot of it intriguing, gets you the story going, even if you, be like, what the hell's going on in the story, whatever. So, Spike Lee is a legend in this game, living legend when it comes to filmmaking. And sorry, y'all, I went on a 6-minute rant, whatever, but I'll go into more kind of comparison. But I honestly like Mars because like I said, I already seen the series before. I like them. If y'all can, if you don't have Netflix, try to, get a free trial, something like that. Like I said, it's worth it. The series premiered, like I said, November 23rd, my dad's birthday. God rest Kevin's birthday as well. On Thanksgiving on November 23rd. So, like I said, I spent the weekend and I actually was able to enjoy the show, actually, personally for me. And it does have the question, like, is this a free spirit? Or is this woman would be classified nothing more but a thought, but try to excuse it without having labels and painting this invisible, there's no lines, and, she's really trying it, okay? And why does she have to have so many lovers? But it's like, okay, there's a lot of, there's males who do that, we know that as well, but there are also females who have several lovers as well, and, they don't, there are women who are like, there are several lovers as well, and so forth, so, but let's get into this. Now, Laura Darling, this Laura Darling is also very beautiful, and she's a very talented actress as well. We, like I said, we have a lot of characters for the movies. We get introduced to her, and the first person we see is Jamie. And Jamie, again, is saying, even now to kind of revising what he said in the film about finding your soulmate and so forth, but they pass by. And God doesn't give you who you want, he gives you who you need. And he said God's a trickster, and he only gives you who you need. And he says he needs Nola, which is interesting because y'all pay attention to the left hand. His, here, he is married. She's going, she has her famous still her headboard that's kind of, you're able to hold all these candles, but then reduced, they're bigger candles, but they're about 10 at the most, instead of 45, 47, 48, 9 candles, whatever just she had in the film. Okay, that would be too damn much. And what if, you knocked out, I'm just saying that's kind of a health hazard, isn't it? I mean, it's cool, but if you think about it, and you got this headboard, okay, I know I'm getting off the edge. Okay, now he goes over there to have, we get introduced to her and him. They have a lovely session, and just as soon as she's lighting a candle, and they get that part because the majority of the time Spike Lee has a song playing, and you'll get the album cover or where it came from. And conveniently, Isaac Brothers, Between the Seas, coming on. As soon as they say that part, Let's Love, you see this intense but beautiful strong love mix between Jamie and Nola. And he even asked, basically, like, why do we only have sex in your bed? Or, and of course, she's like, for one thing, I only have it in my lovely bed. Even though I think later on in this episode, I kind of think that her and Greer had sex at his place as well. They just didn't show it. But, and she's like, due to your circumstances, you can't say, but of course, she's like, it's complicated. It's complicated. He still has wedding rings. Complicated. We'll find later on that, he's not separated from his wife. I'll just tell y'all that in this particular review. Okay. But it's complicated. Yeah, so they're on that point. And then we get introduced, I think, to the next person, because I'm not going to particular order, I'm just going whatever. Corlina, I think, Corina, Chloe. She's actually the roommate of Spike Lee's sister. Joy Lee originally played this character, I think, in the film. And in this one, she's kind of like this stuck up person. It was the same thing. They live with each other. Then, how free spirited Nola's 27 in this series. Okay. And she's just like, I tried ahead, every time I go to the bathroom, it's a different dude. And then Nola says the same thing. You don't like, you get out. And so Karina, like, they still friends and stuff. They just, she got an apartment that's not too far away, actually, from where Nola stays at. I think they stay on the same block or something. But at the same time, the first thing she's bringing out such and such and such and such. But in the movie, okay, the series, I need to start comparing contrasting because it's going to make it run longer if I keep comparing contrasting. Like I said, if y'all have the chance, please, if you haven't seen the movie first, try to look at the movie first. Then, if you get a chance, because the movie's only like an hour and 11 minutes, something like that. And of course, the series, runs about 30, 40 minutes, but per episode. But it's 10 episodes all in total. And personally, I like it, So, anyways, but she used to go with Mars. And she even tells us when they're talking, to the commentary, to the camera, and she like this, like, nobody better bring up Mars. Nobody better ask Mars, okay? And when she's talking, this time, second time looking around, I see in the corner how a black man they had, like, she looked like she had a news article. And I didn't get a chance to see the man, but it said 41 times he was shot by the cops or something like that. I'm like, well, you know how Spike Lee is, even though he has a unique way of, like, sending in certain messages of what is going on in his movies and so forth, projects. So, we get a scene that Nola is meeting. I think her name's Shamilia. I don't know they had a white. I'm not trying to be funny. I don't know who the white lady, the friend that they had, was in the thing, was not introduced. But Karina and her, and like I said, we're gonna call Chloe. It was so, she's one of educated type person to a point where they're drinking a cucumber margarita, and she like this. Excuse me, after one sip, this tastes like moonshine. I can take this, not taste grapefruits. Take this back. You think you're privileged because you got your beard and stuff and this hippie, whatever big ass word she was using. And then she comes back, he just like, okay, all right, I'll just change it. And she's just so irritated by this particular margarita. He comes back and, she's okay. But like I said, she was so irritated just by a margarita. Not everybody else is like, we cool with our stuff, but you know how it is. So they're talking about, basically general conversation where Nola was talking about her artwork and how she had to basically freestyle, improv, basically like almost improv. Why? Because her work got stepped on and she was able to say the footsteps had some significant meaning at this particular, maybe it was a great deal. Because, Nola, seems like as far as his first episode, teaches, at home drawing lessons, and she walks off, she does a lot of art and so forth. Okay, but like I said, more so in the series, y'all see she's more so a struggle artist in the series as opposed to the film. Like, she was about to give Jane back some money for the birthday thing. Now, we see Greer, right? And Greer is so full of himself. He got the tie with the G on there and stuff like that. He is like this. He's just like, 198, 199. Oh, I'm like, is he climaxing? Is he getting off when he getting his workout in his arms? But he is still very conceited. But like I said, he's more humorous to me in the series. Even though there was an eerie moment, which I'll later on in the reviews I would tell y'all about. But to me was hilarious at that moment, his introduction. But he's just like, I'm fine, I'm fine, Nola's fine, I'm fine, we're perfect together, this and this, I'm glamorous, let me get the mirror. He didn't exactly have the mirror, but then he might as well got one. Okay, he is just like, I am this and I am above and everything, and look at me, I'm fabulous, and my skin is flawless, and look at my 8-pack, and I'm sexy, I know I am. That's pretty much what he's giving it to. I know I'm fine as hell. And Lola should be grateful for the status, but that's the aura that he's giving, like, I know I'm just the shit. Okay. So, they have a scene where he's got accepted into the loving bed scene, and if y'all notice, I paid attention. I'm like, even the movie that's here, maybe they just don't want the focus to be on anything else electronics. But besides, you see her one time or two times in the phone episode, you do not see her with a TV any damn where or a radio. You know, most people just play music with their damn phones or through Wi-Fi speaker or something like that, or through the TV or something like that. But you just don't see anything, like nothing changes far as that. Or maybe, like I said, it's maybe not the focus on her. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she's like doesn't like watch TV and just likes listen to music or something to concentrate when she does her work, and that's that. If she, and everyone, or if she's not working, if you know what I mean. So, no, I don't mean to say like work, but I'm just saying as far as like working out her body or contributing and getting some loving in the bed. Yeah, because that didn't sound right. Like we're gonna make it seem like she was, called girlish and stuff, and now, and she is just living her life with everything. And then we have this scene where actually Greer comes over there, and it's more hilarious. Again, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. It's more hilarious in the series than it is in the movie. He's up here, got this outfit on. Now, there was a cool song that actually, I don't know what was playing when it was introduced, when it was climaxing, getting his arms, do his arm workout in. But the Pretty Wings comes on. And then we got where he is playing first, you can understand the hat. You can understand he had like, a shirt or whatever. Or was then all of a sudden he started folding his clothes, folding everything, damn near. She first was excited and intrigued, but then, you get all hot, and then she's just like, what the hell is coming over here, And he, she got wood floors, and he decides to drag his crawl like, rawr. That's what he said. He said he got a line of pocket ready to roar and stuff. Because I thought, like, is that gonna hurt his leg just crawling on the floor like that? But I mean, what it is, and then finally they had sex, and their scene, first Jamie was very sensual and looked like he was sticking her down very properly based on her response. Okay, but when we got Greer, he was letting know, hey, no man, go ahead and hit it, or like I can, and I guess not. And then all of a sudden they had the scene that was almost animated because they're speeding up when they're having sex, so it looks like some jackrabbit stuff is going on here, here, and then all of a sudden, in the middle, he's called Nola. Lola. And then also there's some Greer. She's like, what? So he's so into himself that he is just, even through sex, he will call his own name out. And it was just funny. Then all of a sudden, in between, we also get introduced to Mars. And that actor who plays Mars is talented, but he's hilarious. And he seems like more so he wants Nola to be his main chick, or at least maybe he will be trying to be semi-serious with her, or serious period. And he's just likable. He just silly as hell to me, but he's likable. No offense to Spike Lee, but Mars there, he was all right. And then he was kind of like, most in the movie, most men want freaks, but they don't want to marry them. It seems like Mars is like freaking turns me to just you're a very sexual person. And as opposed to being a freak hole, but just freak meaning like you love sex, as opposed to just being a freak hole. So, or freak period is equivalent to a hole or anything like that. You know what I mean? So, he finally gets invited up. He already trying to see where he put his stuff at, and he's just being silly, but he does, like I said, want to be with her, I guess, in a serious relationship. But like I said, all the guys know that she got somebody else, like it ain't the only one. Don't catch feelings, I have you Monday, Sunday, I may have this one on the weekend, whatever. I don't know how it goes. She didn't set a planner, at least to our knowledge, when they come over. So we have a scene where Jamie is calling her, and wait, before that there's the birthday scene, but it's not as here she go on a merry day, but it does play that song ringtone on her phone. Jamie comes over, he got a basket full of supplies, whatever, and he ends up, saying he gets her birthday cake, and right when, they lay down, they talking, and right before, maybe possibly they get on, but she still had her, lingerie on, and here she gets a call here, and then you hear the ringtone, that same ringtone that was played in the film, the most, and the only scene that they had color, because the movie's in black and white, by the way, that it's Mars, and Mars doing this, and he's trying to come over. It's your birthday. I come there, get my bright on, and I got my Jordan on, blah blah. You want to come, blah blah blah. And she's like, no, I'm in for the night. What you mean you in for the night, girl? I'm trying to get to you. Then he calls back again. He's basically asking, can he smell the cat, basically? And she like, oh, well, it was funny because I guess his phone died, so he using a sister phone. Mars lives with his sister. And she like, oh my gosh, like really? She's like, not today. Thank you, not tonight. Too late, too late. No. So he gets off the phone and he's about to call. And she, his sister, Mars' sister, is like, oh, you can't get your hoe. He was like, Noah's not a hoe. So that's what I'm saying is his term of freak is of saying she's just very sexual, obviously, as opposed to saying, because she doesn't want him to be called a freak. Okay. So, she don't actually really like labels too much, even though she kind of gives herself multi-labels later on in the series. It's just that she doesn't want to be labeled, I guess, as society norm. And, but he's about to call Roxanne because he knows Roxanne is a hoe, is what he's told his sister, and that's that. So, Jamie talks to her, reads a little poem, and the next day, that's when we see that Mars is back over the apartment. And also, Nola likes to smoke weed, as opposed to the film. We just seen her, she just paintbrush or whatever. I don't think she engaged in any, recreational activities. And, but she always with a joint. So she's up here. Well, I think she only smokes with like Mars, and sometimes we see by herself so far. And I think with Chloe also. She goes ahead and she, she's talking to Mars about this poem that James, he's whacking. He's just like, you should be with me. Just like we're thinking, you should be with me. And Jamie, like, you should be with me, but you gotta wait because it's a complicated type of vibe. And he, when Jamie's calling her, when he's at his, broker, or, his firm, whatever he's at, I think he's a broker or something like that. This is when we see Mars and him, Mars and actually, not Mars and Exchange, because that's the last episode I already meant. So apologize, y'all. I meant to say that we see her, Nola and Mars have sex. And it's kind of adventurous. And like I said, the movie was totally different, maybe because Spike Lee was taken, was the character. But like I said, the scenes, actual scenes are a little bit more, I don't know, just, not to say a little more off, but it's just like you see a little bit more in the series. I'll put it that way. So she up here, he basically picking her up, and he bang, they having sex, and she basically picking her up while having sex, and then he got his Jordan vintage. He did not. He ain't got his Jordan Zeta socks on. Okay, take those suckers off. When he's calling, Jamie's calling her, and he looked like he's bicycling on top. You just see his legs going with the Jordan. But even though Mars is silly, they look like they're having a good time. So they just talked a little bit afterwards. And, he was saying about all these shots. He made her laugh, and as usual. And he was saying that he's trying to save, in the end, save his money to get a brownstone so, he can get something together. She said, of course, she's not paying that much. We find out later on why she's not paying much. And, in this big size apartment in Brooklyn. Okay. I think she's in Brooklyn. So we have another scene, like I said, her and Chloe talking, smoking weed, talking about certain times, and then certain things. And she was asking a question about how do you basically juggle with all these men? Yeah, because that's pretty much like towards the scene in general. I'm not going to go through everything. I think that's pretty much it. But this is kind of like going to the last kind of scene towards the end, y'all. Now we have a scene where her and Chloe, they're smoking weed, they're talking about certain stuff. Also about Mars, and she was letting her know you broke the girl code, and she's like, girl, you asked and basically said okay, like I didn't, whatever, but close to feel some type of way. But in the end, they're just talking, and Chloe was trying to ask information like how are you able to balance without calling each other's names wrong, blah blah blah. And basically, it's like, well, we got ourselves together, so they just talk, and blah blah blah, kiki, whatever. And Chloe's like, okay, call me when you get back, or let me know you go safety, whatever. So Nola is walking home. This guy's like, yo, Ma, what's up, blah, 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 blah. She's like, excuse me, that's not my name, blah, 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 whatever. And 2 seconds later, he's still, what? And then this guy appears out of nowhere and grabs, so he's like, you come here, bitch, and grabs, Nola, basically salsa, but not sexual, like if you've seen the movie, whatever, which, like I said, it turned out Jamie was on some other shit, whatever. But he basically turns around, twists around, and is grabbing the hell out of both of those. There's no was able to escape, you know, put her hands like swing up to defend herself and run the hell away. And this asshole is like, fuck you, bitch, nobody will just stay put anyway, you black bitch, and blah, blah, blah. But she's able to run home. And, if she wasn't able to fight off, who's to say this asshole wouldn't possibly rape her? Because he grabbed her physically, assault by grabbing her arms and shit, like he was able to physically jump out of nowhere, physically turn around and just like this. Like, and thank God she was able, I mean, I know this is a character, but I'm just saying that she was able to get away from that. So when she gets there, you can see tears rolling down her eyes when she puts a coat down. She smokes a joint. And then the next day, she decides to picture. She took some photographs of several different women, and she decides to start making, like, these photographs with pictures. I'm not, baby, my name is not baby girl. She's going to different areas, riding her bike, going to different areas, and, posting, this art that she's made with these pictures and saying things. I'm not baby. I'm not sweetie. My name is not Yo Mamacita. My name is blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And my name is not black bitch and everything. And she's just going around towards the end. So she's like, my name is Nola Darling, two peace signs, whatever. Because also the beginning of the show, she was also talking about the cat calling house annoying as hell. Now they also showed that at the beginning of the film, the original film. And you had the cat calling the distance, like there's more men. There's even one, there's actually two women. One is like, you're so perfect, have me guessing my sexuality. And the other one's basically like, I want to eat cooch and eat ass, whatever, with a pop or something she was saying, okay? Because it had subtitles at the bottom. She was talking in Spanish, I think. So, but yeah, so it's just that's kind of towards the end. And she's just like, these guys want to be with me. She's also at the end. She's, I finished drawing the self-portrait of herself, painting the self-portrait of herself, and she's just like, these guys want to be me, they got to be on my terms. That's it. I'm the ones who have control. And that's pretty much, like I said, what I figured, even though there was one scene that she was at Greer's house before the assault occurred, and he's just like, talking about she's got a lingerie on with her robe, and he's looked like they about to have sex or his place, but maybe because he lives by himself, maybe that's why she went over there, to engage in some sex there. And, he's talking, but, like I said, the problem was just like with Mars. I think it was, like I said, it was a time when, I don't know if it was a time after I think they still had sex, but she was mad at him for a second because he's like calling her a freak. He's like, what's wrong with being a freak? I'm a freak as well. But she is, like I said, to me, is equivalent to, because some people do, still may say freak is the same as a hoe, whatever, whatever, saying that's like promiscuous, out of that. But when she was at Greer's place, or should we say gorgeous Greer, okay, fine as hell Greer, he was also saying that she's a sex addict. And it's just like, there was another scene in the middle episode where Jamie's like, why are you putting me in this position? Like, they're, one side of it and one is the other, but they're fully clothed, but he's just irritated, like, basically, that she doesn't want to choose, even though we all know he don't want to choose, because he still got married when he's still fucking married, okay? And, but he takes care of Lola, as she told Chloe, because Chloe was trying to be smart ass, and like, ain't that your sugar dad? She's like, no, he's just he just takes care of me, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so she's already starting to get irritated on Frida Man because there are person. One's calling her freak. One is basically thinking that she's supposed to put everybody men aside when she doesn't. She's allergic to commitment, and you have the other one who's called, like I said, one's called a freak, one called a sex addict and stuff. So like I said, she got mad at Greer and said, you know what? If you feel that way, maybe I need to get rid of your ass, whatever. And he's like, okay, whatever. He was first try to get her to shower. She's like, no, fuck you very much. And he just went to the shower himself, whatever. And she just kind of stayed on the couch and it kind of went to another scene. So anyway, y'all, based on this and more episode, it's still like, we'll probably find out maybe next season, whatever. I'm just saying in advance. Like, you might see a little bit more character. But like I said, there's something like, for some reason, that she doesn't like commitment, And with y'all now, would it be different? Would y'all consider her a thought or hoe, whatever you want to call her? Not, because she has multiple partners, because all of them do know what's going on. But the fact is, the thing that's questionable is because she is involved with a married man. Okay? So that's where you kind of gotta look at her like this. At least personally to me. But anyway, y'all, hugs and loves. I will see y'all in the next video. I'll be back reviewing this show. And y'all tell me, y'all like the show? If y'all just like, it's too many, it's too much going on, or not enough going on, or not enough details. Y'all let me know. I thought it was personally cool, whatever. So, see y'all next one.